You're welcome back. Let's continue the discussion on basic healthcare services with another guest who also joins us from Abuja. Chika Ofo is the Chief Oversight Officer at Vaccine Network for Disease Control. Chika, it's a pleasure to have you join us. Now, a lot of money has been disbursed in the past. How do we begin to track out these funds?
We've worked closely with the FCT on it. So they're still doing the groundwork, the micro plan on how the money will be disbursed. Monies have not been disbursed to the various areas yet in the FCT, that I know. So they're still on the planning stage, really, before the money can get disbursed to.
And why is it so important to keep track on how this money is spent? Because 12.7 billion naira, that's quite a lot of money, and if judiciously used, could do a lot for the health centers of this country.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund is that it's the money for the vulnerable. People who normally would not have been able to access healthcare because of their financial incapacity, So it's a welcome thing, and that's where you have most of the deaths, So it is necessary for us to monitor this so that the money gets to where it's supposed to get to. First, it's centered around the primary healthcare centers. What it means is that somebody who is in a community, every ward has 1 or 2 or 3 health centers attached to them. So somebody in a community can easily access healthcare without going to the tertiary institutions, tertiary hospitals, or that kind of thing. And then imagine somebody who is, for instance, one of my communities, let me say Damangaza. The person is not feeling well. The person is not afraid to go to the health center. And then the person gets to the health center and is able to access care. And it's okay, you have malaria, they give you malaria drug, and the person goes home. That is when it is working. But imagine if it is not working. What it means that the person can get to the health center and there won't be drug. So now the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund is going to change that narrative. So as NGOs, we are supposed to monitor and make sure that that narrative indeed changes. The good thing is that it's very easy for you to score this. This is the effect. If at the end of the day the deaths reduce, you know that it's working. And then if at the end of the day you know that people are able to access care, health care in those facilities very quickly, and then you know that it's working. The beautiful thing about it is that you cannot lie in this one. If I'm living in a community and I go to the primary healthcare center and the health center is closed, they say they don't have staff, or they don't have drugs, or they don't have equipment, they don't have things to test, then you know that it's not working. As simple as that.
What exactly are you doing to enlighten people now at the local level, the people who make use of these primary health centers? Because yes, it's a good thing that you have decided to track and monitor, but it's also good for people at the local level to know that, to be aware, so that they know that money has been disbursed to rebuild or refurbish their health centers, and then they can begin to ask questions as well.
True. The system actually takes care of that, in the sense that it's an insurance scheme, So because of that, the people in the communities would have the insurance, they will have the insurance. You will know that, okay, I'm insured. For you to know that you are insured, you have to have been informed that you are insured. But apart from that, most of the CBOs, that's community-based organizations and NGOs, are going to do a lot of mobilization, including the government of the state. They're going to do a lot of mobilization, talking to people, sensitization, and all that, so that people know their rights. Right now, the primary health care, people don't believe in them, because most times when you get there, you can't have access to health. So everybody is rushing to the tertiary institutions, hospitals for that. So, but what we're going to now do is that by this mobilization, the very fact that it's an insurance scheme, the person has to have that insurance card. And for him to have the insurance card, he has to have been sensitized. You get what I'm saying? So with that sensitization, you already know what you're supposed to do. At the beginning, I expect that at the beginning it will be a bit shaky because of the lack of trust for the primary healthcare centers presently. But if it works as it's expected to, over time, trust will be built. Information will be sent. NGOs are on board. Government is on board. Even international NGOs are also on board to sensitize, give information about what is about. Once it starts to work, good news has a way of traveling fast, and then help sensitize as well. as part of your own, social corporate responsibility. And when NGOs like us now come to say, okay, we want to work with you guys, so that this sensitization can go online and so that people can have access to it, you will not allow us to break the bank to be able to pay you, So you guys, the media cannot, the importance of the media cannot be overemphasized in this.
And are we going to have a list of health centers that will benefit from this?
Yes. For the first stage though, the way it works, the first stage is that 18 states plus one, which is the FCT, are the people that can have access to this for now. And then even within the state, it's not all the primary healthcare centers that we have this way. That's what it's called. So far, we're looking at 62 primary healthcare centers would have access, will have this. So one health center per ward. But they're looking at increasing it to 2 health centers per ward, but the one that has been approved is 1 health center per ward, that will have that Huawei sticker. And then also the NHIS will also, whoever it is that has access to the insurance, will have an insurance card that will have Huawei on it. They'll have Huawei on it as well. So it's something that, if you look at the planning, it's a beautiful plan. The thing is, we're involved, NGOs are involved. I have over 30 communities in the FCT alone. So it just has to work. So it not working is not an option. So there's going to be, apart from monitoring and evaluation, NGOs, people, individuals, the media will also score the process. And then Dr. Magashi is very good with the scoring. He's been doing it over the years in the health sector. So he's going to develop a scoring formula from the perspective of the NGO. So now score clearly. Are you working? Are you not working? It cannot hide, and then we're going to do a lot of all this mystery shopper kind of idea. Different kind of things are going to come up. That I can assure you. So by the time we try different strategies, if it's working, it will show. And then NHIS also has a call center, which they are using presently, obviously for something else, but it's something that can tie into this as well. And I feel that NHIS, though they have the call center, they should please relinquish it to an independent, group of people who can clearly, as people call, you can clearly see where the issues are and then how to resolve the issues. Since NHIS is part of it, they shouldn't be the ones in charge of the call center.
All right, Chika Ofor, thanks for talking to us.
It's a pleasure.
We'll take another break here and be right back.